6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has welcomed growing interest of UAE investors in Pakistan's digital economy. Shehbaz Sharif has approved national policy framework to align gemstones sectors with international standards. Information Minister has urged PTI to abandon its negative posture against state institutions. Indian forces have launched a fresh arrest spree in Srinagar and other parts of Kashmir Valley, detaining over 24 youth. In Syria, at least 22 people have been killed during fighting between Syrian Democratic Forces and military at Aleppo. Second T20 between Pakistan and Sri Lanka will be played in Dambulla today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has said the long-standing fraternal relationship between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates are moving towards effective economic cooperation. He said the remarks during a meeting with Sajwani business delegation of the UAE in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said Pakistan and the UAE share deep, long-standing and brotherly relations based on mutual trust and respect. He emphasized that Pakistan gives special importance to business-to-business collaboration in sectors such as information technology, digital innovation, blockchain and other emerging technologies. The Prime Minister welcomed the growing interest of UAE investors in Pakistan's digital economy. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has accorded in principle approval to a national policy framework aimed at reforms in the gemstones sector and aligning it with international standards. During a meeting in Islamabad today, he directed to ensure implementation of the actions assigned under the policy framework for the current year. Shehbaz Sharif said immediate steps should be taken for the establishment of international standard laboratories and certification systems. The Prime Minister said providing a conducive environment for foreign investment should be given top priority in policy framework. He said 2 model centers of excellence related to gemstones should be established in the country during the current year. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has directed to shift the high-loss electricity feeders to solar energy with the cooperation of communities and provincial governments. He was chairing a meeting in Islamabad today on solarization to ensure uninterrupted electricity supply in far-flung areas of the country. The Prime Minister said this initiative would help reduce losses of loss-making feeders and ensure continuous power supply in those areas. He directed to immediately launch pilot projects on the loss-making feeders of Peshawar Electric Supply Company and Quetta Electric Supply Company. He emphasized that consultations with elected representatives and active community participation should be ensured to make the pilot projects successful. Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar has said the ironclad friendship between Pakistan and China is continuing to deepen despite global challenges. He expressed these views during an interview with People's Daily Online. Ishaq Dar said that close cooperation between Pakistan and China in industry and technology is delivering direct benefits to the Pakistani people. He said Chinese solar photovoltaic equipment, electric vehicles and electric motorcycles have entered the Pakistani market, making daily life and work more convenient for the public. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Ataullah Tarar has said Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, divided into different groups, is not serious for dialogue with the government. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he emphasized that there should be dialogue with PTI, but first PTI abandon its negative posture against the state institutions. He said Pakistan's stock market is setting new records which reflect the confidence of investors. The Information Minister said $3.6 billion were received in remittances last month. He said there is also increase in foreign exchange reserves and efforts are afoot to bring foreign direct investment in the country. Saudi Arabia's ambassador to Pakistan, Nawaf bin Saeed Al-Malki has called on Minister for Climate Change and Environmental Coordination Dr. Mossaddeq Malik in Islamabad today. The meeting focused on Pakistan's priorities related to climate resilience and sustainable development. Speaking on the occasion, the minister underscored the importance of international partnerships in tackling global environmental challenges. Dr. Mossaddeq Malik also appreciated Saudi Arabia's continued support and engagement with Pakistan in various sectors. The Saudi ambassador reaffirmed the kingdom's commitment to further strengthening bilateral ties. Both sides expressed confidence that cooperation between the two countries would continue to expand in the future. Sindh Governor Kamran Khan Tisori and the Governor of Tabuk Province of Saudi Arabia, Prince Fahad bin Sultan bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, held a meeting in Karachi today. They discussed bilateral relations and mutual cooperation in different sectors. Both leaders reaffirmed the commitment to further strengthen the long-standing brotherly relations between the two countries. Ministry of National Health Services and Swiss company Roche have signed a 5-year agreement for provision of free of cost medicines to cancer patients. Speaking on the occasion, Federal Health Minister Syed Mustafa Kamal said partnership reflects a strong model of public-private collaboration. The minister said under this agreement, free cancer medicines will be provided to patients from Islamabad, Azad Jammu and Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. The project will initially be launched at Pakistan Institute of Medical Sciences, Islamabad, and will later be expanded based on its success. This is Radio Pakistan. At the United Nations, Pakistan has reaffirmed its opposition to the use of chemical weapons by anyone, anywhere and under any circumstances. The stance was articulated by Pakistan's acting permanent representative to the UN, Osman Jadoon, during Security Council briefing on Middle East. He said Pakistan attaches great importance to the Chemical Weapons Convention as a pillar of the global disarmament regime. Osman Jadoon said Pakistan strongly supports Syria's unity, sovereignty and territorial integrity, which are essential for durable peace and stability. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference has said that Indian forces have launched a fresh arrest spree in Srinagar and other parts of Kashmir Valley and detained over 24 youth. According to Kashmir Media Service, APHC spokesman Advocate Abdul Rashid Minhas, in a statement issued in Srinagar, said draconian laws by Indian government are being systematically used to crush the Kashmiris' legitimate demand for a UN-mandated plebiscite, resulting in killings and arbitrary detentions in the occupied territory. The APHC spokesman reiterated that Jammu and Kashmir is a UN-recognized disputed territory whose political future must be decided through a free, fair and impartial plebiscite. The APHC urged the United Nations and international human rights organizations to hold India accountable for continued crackdown and atrocities against innocent Kashmiris and to pressure India to resolve the lingering dispute in accordance with the will of the Kashmiri people. In Syria, at least 22 people have been killed during fighting between Syrian Democratic Forces and military at Aleppo. According to Syrian officials, more than 100,000 civilians have fled their home in Ashrafia and Sheikh Maqsood since fighting broke out. Second T20 of 3-match series between Pakistan and Sri Lanka will be played in Dambulla today. The match will start at 6:30 in the evening. Pakistan lead the series 1-0. And finally, the weather. Cold and dry weather is expected over most parts of the country, while very cold in hilly areas during the next 12 hours. Moderate to dense fog is likely to persist over Punjab, Upper Sindh and plain areas of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Frost is likely to occur at isolated places in Potoha region and Kashmir during morning hours. And now the headlines once again. Prime Minister has welcomed growing interest of UAE investors in Pakistan's digital economy. Shehbaz Sharif has approved national policy framework to align gemstones sector with international standards. Information Minister has urged PTI to abandon its negative posture against state institutions. Indian forces have launched a fresh arrest spree in Srinagar and other parts of Kashmir Valley, detaining over 24 youth. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.